Yeah, he's the vice captain of this team. He's a senior player and he's integral to what we're about. So I know his output in terms of runs this series hasn't been as high as he would have liked and as we would like, but we know what a great player he is and how important he can be to turning a test match. So that's the reason behind that. By the guys going out there and doing exactly what you just said about grabbing the game, you've got to take that upon yourself. That comes from within, that comes from the individual. Of course, it comes also from being part of a good partnership and having someone at the other end to work with. But ultimately, as a player, when you get in, you've got to get greedy. We've spoken about this a bit as a side now. Is can you be the one to go and make that big score and to really put us in a position of strength and be part of a really big partnership. I think just having clarity in how you want to go and play, with a real clear understanding of the game. As you mentioned, Dean, it's not something that I've always got right. It's been long periods of my career where I was very guilty of getting in and getting out, and it might happen again in the future, but I really hope it doesn't. I think what I have managed to do well so far this year is I know how I want to score my runs, I know where my big strengths are, and I just backed them completely. Trusted my decision making under pressure, and not doubted it, and then when I have got in, I've felt like I've had that mindset of it's going to take something very special to get me out, and hopefully that can be infectious and feed through the rest of the batting group. But it just takes that one person really to go on and do it, and it can very quickly spread like wildfire and feed into the rest of the group. So hopefully that can materialise this week. That's something that we'll weigh up over the next couple of days. We use these 2 days, I think, really important for recovery and making sure that they're in a position to play Test cricket. I think one thing you have to do is you have to trust the medical advice that's been given. You speak to the guys that understand the science behind this, and also speak to the players as well that know their own bodies better than anyone else. And you never want to go into a Test match putting someone under risk of injury. You want to make sure you do the best thing for the player, but you don't want to go into a Test match and someone go down injured and you've got one less bowler at your disposal as well. So there are a number of things to factor in, and of course we'll make sure that we feel very confident that everyone is fit to take the field and to put in a Test-worthy performance as well when it comes round to selecting a team for this game. Yeah, he bowled a brilliant spell. And that's why he's renowned as one of the best fast bowlers in the world. But we've also played him very well throughout this series at times as well. And I think it's really important that we remember that as a batting group, that we've had a good success against him too. We only have to look back again. I thought we played him exceptionally well. So that's Test cricket. Sometimes you could also argue the same about Jimmy Anderson and the way that he's bowled at times within this series and the pressure he's put under the Indian bats. You've got two very high-class performers on either side there that have managed to bowl spells of bowling that have turned the tide of a Test match within this series. So I think it makes for great cricket. It's a great challenge for us as a batting group to face someone of his quality, and very much looking forward to us going toe-to-toe with them again this week. Within this series, there have been half-an-hour periods of the game where we've not managed it as well as them, and it's really cost us. And we're sat 2-1 down instead of potentially 3-0 up. You look at Lords at half an hour with ball in hand, and then you look at that spell of bowling from Bumrah last night or the other night, and they've really cost us the two games. And it's just managing those passages better, I think, collectively. Finding a way to get through a different as a batting group, being smart about how we're going to go about containing it and getting out that lower order is things that we need to make sure that we're better at, and that we're learning about as the series goes on, and over time we make sure that when we're in those situations again, we're on the right side of it.